hours. A bit of wet snow breaking out about.
I'm very scared, but I'm going to act as if I'm not, the way you always tell me. Love, Delia. Dear Roger, you said I have to take care of myself, and I am. But I want you to know what I'm doing in case it doesn't work. Bobby saw the man who took my money and says he's really scared because he knows I could testify against him, and the police might get him. I don't want to do that because I'm too embarrassed and it would take too long, cause trouble for Frank's campaign, and the Ryans already hate me enough. So I'm going to Lloyd's, and I'm going to make him give me my money back. But if I'm not home by noon, please call the police and come and get me at the Hotel Minor, 752 West 57th Street. I'm writing Bobby a letter, too. I'm very scared, but I'm going to act as if, because that's what you tell me to do. Love, Delia.
I tell you, Daddy, she really had her head screwed on straight. Straight for Delia, that is.
Mm.
She was in there looking for a job.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, a job.
A job at Lem's? What do you think she's gonna do?
Huh, I don't know. Stuffed fortune cookies, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
I got a wild idea.
Well, what?
For Frank's campaign.
Yeah?
My contribution, I will personally go down to the fortune cookie factory and stuff all the cookies with fortunes that read vote Frank Ryan for senator.
You'd do that, wouldn't you?
Sure. Oh, anyhow, about Delia.
Yeah?
She's really trying to run her own life. I'm not sure we ought to be so hard on her.
Look, believe me, darling, we have to be.
I don't see why.
Look, you weren't here for all of it. The lies the girl told. She took advantage of every...
That. What she did to Pat makes me sick at my stomach. But she's a sick person, and she's trying to get help. That's her child upstairs. Since when are you in mind to vengeance?
What do you, vengeance? Come on.
Well, what do you call it? Locking her out of the house for the rest of her life? You know what it means to her.
We do. And that's the whole problem, sweetheart. For her own good, we cannot let Dee depend on this family ever again. Now, can't you see that?
No. Ah, well, maybe.
That's my girl. So when I tell you again not to get too close to Dee, it's not that I'm being an old-fashioned, hard-hearted, lay-down-the-law father.
Good thing you know how far that'd get you.
I have some idea. Look, I gotta go upstairs and get dressed. We get a pretty fair-sized breakfast crowd these days.
Don't mind if I do.
Anybody home? Oh, hi.
Hi. You're an early bird.
Business in the neighborhood. Besides, I can't resist your mother's muffins either.
My sister doesn't feed you?
Want to fight?
Nope. Actually, I'm glad to see you. I've got about 1 million questions that only you can answer.
1 million?
Okay. How about one for a start?
So, what's the question?
Are the Ryans being fair to Delia?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Well, I'm glad you asked anyway.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean I don't believe you. I'm kind of considered the oddball of the family.
Yeah, I've heard something to that effect.
Well, one of the reasons I won that title is that I've always liked Delia and stuck up for her. Well, Pat liked her too, but that was different. I always liked her.
How come?
I know where she's coming from. And I think she's kind of a fascinating species.
Yeah, so is a black widow spider.
Delia isn't evil, Jack. At least I don't think she is. It's more like she can't conform to the family's code of behavior, and they just can't accept it. I know about that.
Oh?
Yeah. Well, anyway, this whole family just takes Dee too seriously, especially Mary.
Well, if you'd been here the past 3 years, you'd take her seriously, too. She's a menace.
But half the problem was because everybody took Delia at her word. They should have known better than that. She's always been totally transparent to me. She'd do these crazy, bizarre things. It was incredible to watch, but the whole time, everything she did was like she was hollering, "Let me in, I want to be part of you." Only she never was, and it was sad.
Huh? Maybe Delia did have her reasons. But do you look for motives when a tornado hits town? You run for cover.
Okay, I'll give you that. But look where she is. She's really trying to help herself. It seems to me, if somebody's sorry for their past, it's worth something.
Maybe. But in Delia's case, I don't think the family is being vindictive. Her own psychiatrist says that she's got to rid herself of that dependency.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I'll take your word for it for now.
Oh.
Boy, Delia and a shrink. Mind-boggling. I hope it works.
Nowhere to go but up.
Poor Dee. You know, she's really made herself an outcast now. I mean, she always felt like one no matter what anybody said or did.
It seems to me the family always bent over backwards for her.
You really don't understand, do you? I'm surprised because I thought that somebody with your background would know what it feels like to be left out.
I don't choose to trade on it.
Neither do I. Anyway, at least I have a little empathy. I mean, I know what it's like to be an outsider. I know what it's like to feel out of it in this family.
How come?
Well, I was the last one, the baby. Oh, it was fine and dandy as long as I was a baby, but as soon as I decided to become my own person, the approval went right out the window. Why don't you be like Kathleen? Why don't you do that like Mary?
Your folks said that.
No, but it was in the air. See, everybody had their slot, except there wasn't one for me. Kathleen was Supergirl. Frank was all-American everything. Pat had his own problems dealing with that. He wound up the family clown. Who could top that? Oh, then came Mary. Mary, of course, was perfect.
Now, I don't know anybody who thinks that.
Sure you do. Frank, Mom, and Mary herself. Well, so with all the enviable traits handed out to my brothers and sisters, what was I left with?
What?
A big mouth and a lousy disposition.
Well, there's always something to be said for self-knowledge.
Well, the only reason I know that is because they keep telling me over and over, especially your wife. Mary's convinced that all the trouble in this family is due directly to me.
You sure it's not?
You got a smart mouth, too. Okay, so I made a little noise here and there. How else was I going to get him to listen to my point of view?
Which, coincidentally, was always the opposite of everybody else's.
Boy, she's really got you brainwashed, doesn't she?
Mary is fair.
Oh, Mary's never been fair to me a day in my life, and she always had Mother in her corner, too.
Now, don't tell me that your mother plays favorites, because even I know that that's not true.
Oh, yeah, well, what would you know? Were you here? You know, half the time you've been connected to this family, you spent trying to get away from it.
You're Orion through and through, aren't you, huh? The same bullheadedness, the same rotten temper.
Oh, where do you get off talking about tempers, Vanelli? People of Mediterranean origin aren't generally known for their cool heads and even tempers.
You seem to also have the family habit of uttering grand pronouncements, which undoubtedly got from good old Da, huh?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you before. Did you just start here?
No, I've been here for several months, actually. Should I know you?
Oh, no. It's just that I used to come visit a friend of mine, Dr. Coleridge. Roger Coleridge.
Oh, yes. Dr. Coleridge is off the floor. He'll be back in about half an hour. You want to wait?
No, I don't want to wait at all. I just wanted to leave something for him.
Oh, certainly. I'll see that he gets it.
Okay, well, thank you. It's very, very important.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, hi, Dee. Hi. Boy, these things really take a long time.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Better, much better. I'm coping with things a lot better.
Ah, well, that's nice.
Yeah, well, it is and it isn't.
Well, yeah, it is a change. I mean, it would be for anybody. Oh, this thing must be stuck on 5.
You know, I'm going to see Dr. Pagano almost every day. He says I'm making incredible progress.
Yeah, well, Al is a good doctor, one of the best.
Yeah, he really is. It's just such hard work, though, trying to learn how to grow up. See, nobody told... There I go again, blaming it on someone else. It's just that I'm not used to taking care of myself. And I've always had Frank or Patty take care of me.
Yeah, well, that's a rather large concession.
Yeah. You know, your brother said that unless I'm more independent, he's not going to help me.
I see. Oh, good. Oh, damn!
You're really in a hurry, aren't you? Guess you're so busy because of your job and the baby and Frank's campaign, huh?
Well, actually, I'm not working on Frank's campaign.
You're not? How come?
Well, for the same reason you said. I mean, I have a baby and a job here and a life of my own. Actually, Frank is on a 3-week campaign upstate.
Oh, boy. So you're going to be stuck home with Edmund. Oh, see, it's just that I know how it is, you know. But you're lucky because Frank cares a lot more about you than he ever cared about me. It's crazy, though, you know, that someone like you could still be lonely.
Oh, yeah. Even me.
It must be hard not being a part of things the way you used to be.
Well, it's a change.
I think it's awful.
That's politics.
Jill, you know, you're much better for Frank than I ever was. I mean, I would hate all of this. I really would.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult situation, but I'm sure it's the same for Frank. Look, I think I'm going to take the steps.
Yes, Senator, there are croissants in Buffalo.
I never doubted it.
Good morning. Hey, you are not allowed to be depressed this morning. It is a divine day. This has been an incredible trip, and you and I are going to enjoy every minute between now and November.
Finelli, you will not talk to my daughter like that under my roof.
Is that a fact? You're gonna stop her mouth, too?
Oh.
Daddy, I can fight my own
No,
battles.
sweetheart, this is our battle. So, she makes pronouncements, is that it? Well, now, who do you suppose was making a pronouncement when I walked in just a second ago? Surely it wasn't me.
Look-
Do you have any idea who it might be, Johnny?
Johnny, I'm not gonna roll over and play dead just because I'm married to your daughter.
Yeah, worse luck for me.
Yeah, well, if you think that, you better damn well think it again, okay?
Oh, no, the last thing I expect from you, Jack, is any kind of cooperation, because you're a troublemaker from the word go.
What about the baby? Butter wouldn't melt in her mouth, huh?
Siobhan's able to defend her own territory.
Defend, hell! She is as aggressive as every other member of this damn family. She is a living, breathing, smaller female version of Johnny Ryan.
Oh, well, we thank you, Jack. We thank you very much.
Yeah, she's got your nerve, your temper, your ego, and she likes to fight as much as her sister. You're all cut from the same cloth. This family would rather fight than eat.
Daddy, I really did say something rotten.
Well, he probably provoked it. And you, on the other hand, would never dream of causing any trouble. You never said a harsh word. You never made a rash statement.
I never claim that. You know damn well you push me, I fight back.
Oh, this poor little thing pushed you. Oh. Why don't you pick on someone your size, Jack?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Ah, but my daughters are my business. And I won't stand for anybody bad-mouthing them anywhere, anytime.
Johnny Ryan has spoken.
That's right. And if I were you, boyo, I'd take it to heart. For a change.
Was this fun for you, huh?
They were right about you. You do liven the place up. But you ought to go easy on Daddy.
I ought... And, why should I do that, exactly?
He isn't getting any younger.
Well, he isn't getting any easier to be around, either. What is this sport for you, isn't it? Huh?
I got a real kick out of watching you two lock horns and bellow at each other. I was afraid I was going to miss it. I'd heard you'd called a truce after you married Mary again.
An armed truce. There are still lots of border skirmishes.
I'm surprised at you.
That's twice today.
I was told you had more self-control.
Yeah? By who?
Ma, in a letter. Something to the effect of, our Jack is really making an effort.
Yeah, well, I do. I do try, believe me.
Oh.
9 times out of 10, I'm a model of good behavior around your family. But every once in a while, especially with your good old Da, when he gets on me for no reason, just very tough, that's all. Not easy to fit into this family if your name's not Ryan.
It's worse when it is, and you still don't fit in.
They loved you in North Tonawanda.
And I wowed him in Cheektowaga, huh? How about that? What's tomorrow's schedule like, or today's?
Oh, let me get rid of this. I hate getting crumbs on itineraries. Here you go.
Breakfast with the members of the Niagara Frontier Planning Commission, then handshaking at 1, 2, 3 different shopping plazas. Lunch with the Polish American Society, more handshaking at shopping centers, faculty tea at the State University in July.
Summer session.
The Buffalo Philharmonic Outdoor Pops Concert. Hey, do I get to sing?
You shake hands during the intermission.
I see. And afterwards, I go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Wait a minute, Ray. You've gone too far.
Ah, let me see that. Niagara Falls is tomorrow.
Here, I thought I was kidding.
Well, yes and no. You do not actually go over the falls in a barrel. However, you do go up to them in a sightseeing boat. You then go through them in a sightseeing tunnel and view them from above, from both the Canadian and American sides.
There are no votes on the Canadian side.
There are, however, Canadian-American relations about which you will say a few choice words.
Well, I'm for them.
Right. Oh, I love this.
What? Niagara Falls or Canadian-American relations?
Having you all to myself. You and me working together.
You and me and the voters of New York State.
Which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
I think Jill is crazy to pass up all of this.
So do I. I don't know, Ray. I just can't figure it out. For years, Jill and I just dreamt of what it would be like if I were free and we could just share our lives and our ambitions. But every time we get close, it's like she plants a minefield between us.
From what you told me, the best time the two of you had was when you were planning the city council campaign. And at that point, you were lovers, but there was no chance of ever being married.
That's right.
Some people prefer it that way.
How do you mean?
The impossible dream. It's a protection. You never have to get involved, change, accommodate.
You see, you're saying exactly what I have suspected for a long time now. Jill has an unconscious resistance to marriage.
The fact of it, not the idea. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry I said that. All I really want to do is help, you know?
Ray, you help a lot. And I want you to know I'm very grateful to you for everything.
We aim to please.
But you're right. It hurts like hell.
Dee Dee.
Mm-hmm. Dee Dee, I want to see you.
No thanks, kiddo. No sale.
You have to talk to me.
What do you want?
I want my money back.
Look, sweetheart, you've been sick. You don't know what's going on. I'm sorry about that. But like I told your brother, the cop, I didn't take your dough.
You have it, and I know it, and you know it. Now, you're gonna let me in here, you're gonna keep this door open, and if you don't, I'm gonna scream my head off. And then we're gonna talk, and you're gonna give me my $6,000 or else.
This Thursday, A Good Relationship Gone Bad. He hates public displays, but she craves affection. Sounds like a job for the guy who wrote the book on relationships. An all-new Greg Barron's Wake Up Call, part of Sugar Free Valentine's, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.